There are 1.4 billion people in the world who live in extreme poverty. That's over 60 times the population of Australia who don't have access to shelter and clean water. What's more, almost 1 in 7 of the world's people go hungry every night, despite the fact the world has enough food to feed everyone 1.5 times over. Usually I'd start my day with something a little bit like this: a few eggs, a bit of bacon and an OJ. But for a lot of people across the world, the amount I've spent on this meal alone would come closer to how much they would spend on food for an entire week. It might seem hard to imagine, but the experts tell us that millions upon millions of people live on just $2 a day. And with that amount, they also have to keep a roof over their heads, get their kids to school, and try and stay healthy.
Guys.
How are you, Hugh?
Fantastic. How you guys doing?
We're doing very well, mate. You must have so many people approaching you for great charities. What made you choose this one?
It's just an idea of giving people an opportunity to see what it's like to live on $2 a day, which is what 1.4 billion people in the world do, and see what it's really like.
LiveBelowTheLine.com. We're going to talk a bit.
Now a new campaign is giving people a taste of what living like this would be like. The Oak Tree Foundation and the Global Poverty Project have teamed up for the Live Below the Line campaign. For 5 days this month, volunteers in Australia, the UK and US will live off $2 a day. They'll go without their morning coffees, tasty snacks and steak dinners to understand just how hard it is to live like this. All the money raised will go to assisting those living in extreme poverty conditions and educating Australians about the global poverty issue. Last year, over 200,000 Live Below the Line participants raised over $500,000 for the cause. Dan Ryan was one of them.
I guess the whole experience was a tough experience, and I just learned a whole lot more about what life's like when your choices are limited.
Dan's confident though, if you're clever with how you spend your money, you can actually learn to cook some pretty clever meals to fill up your day.
It was pretty simple food, and it was really boring. Like, I had oats like this to have for breakfast each morning. Lunch was normally a pasta meal with just like a basic simple sauce. And dinner I had some beans or lentils.
After volunteering overseas in Cambodia, Dan decided he wanted to get involved in the project.
They literally do live below the extreme poverty line. For me, that really put, faces, names, personalities and friends behind that statistic. 1.4 billion people live below the extreme poverty line.
The campaign starts on May the 16th, and Dan says this year they're hoping to do even better than last year.
Last year, I lived below the line.
Yeah, last year we did around 470,000, which was like 4 times what I was thinking we'd do. And this year, everyone's got different ideas about what we'd like to hit. Imagine $1 million. That'd be mind-blowing.
Together, we raise money to fight.
So if you're up for a challenge and want to do your bit to help out those living in extreme poverty, Live Below the Line might just be the thing for you.
Sign up at livebelowtheline.com.au.